Hey man, what it is? This is Dame, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App. Show your boys some love. It's much appreciated. There go the PayPal at Dame by Any Means. You see that little heart at the bottom of the video with the dollar sign? You know that y'all can hit that at any given time. It'll be much. Come on, y'all, say it with me. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. Um, Scoop Ball back at it again, y'all. Scoop Ball head Tim Bradley is back at it again. He can't be consistent on anything. Scoop Ball head can't be consistent on anything, not even his hate. Ain't it crazy? Now, if y'all remember, after Shakur Stevenson fought Arthur, and that was his what? Wasn't that his last fight for what was his last fight for? Yeah. After Shakur Stevenson fought Arthur, Timothy Bradley switched up real fast on Shakur Stevenson, was talking about, yeah, I know I was saying this before, but I don't think Shakur ready for Gervonta. I don't think he should fight Gervonta. Blase, blase, blah. Now he got another interview and Fight Hype. They know what they was doing when they asked Tim Bradley. Then Timothy Bradley said, Gervonta Davis is a 30-year-old prospect. And then lie and act like he don't know why people, yeah, they could say people ducking him and Lomachenko don't want to fight, but then he could have fought Lomachenko years ago. It's so funny that you say that because years ago, Lomachenko was saying he didn't want to fight. Years ago, Lomachenko would have been the A side, and it would have been his responsibility to try to fight Gervonta Davis. The same thing that he's trying to hold Tank to today. So Timothy Bradley hate is so deep that he knows Loma is ducking Gervonta. He knows that Loma went back out in negotiations, but he trying to give Loma an out, talking about he could have fought him years ago. He also could have fought him this year. You was also just bigging up Lomachenko against his win against Cambosis, talking about how amazing he looking. He's the Matrix, and that Gervonta need to try to fight him now. Then Gervonta does that, and Loma backs out, and you give him an excuse. Why? Because you got hate. You kept your hate for Shakur Stevenson, and then was bigging up Tank and be like, yeah, I know y'all used to me talking down on Tank, but I don't think I think he probably is the best. I think Shakur and them probably need to stay away from him. And then you know why Gervonta Davis and Shakur not fighting. Gervonta ain't tell Shakur to go to Eddie. We've been telling Shakur not to do that. Eddie said Shakur Stevenson advised him not to go after the Tank fight. And Eddie said that he advised Shakur Stevenson not to go after the Tank fight. How is that Gervonta Davis' fault? Can anybody tell me in the comments? You notice he ain't say anything about Dennis Berinchek. You want to know why? Because he's with Top Rank. He's over there with ESPN, and he know that Gervonta Davis reached out for Dennis Berinchek, but Bob Arum said no. See, Bob Arum already put out what he wanted to do. Bob Arum already put his plans out as far as what he want to do with that the WBO belt. He already put his plans out on what he wanted to do with it, so you know it would look like blatant hate if you brought up Dennis Berinchek name. It's so amazing. Then said that, yeah, people talking about he not a Hall of Famer. Hey, Timothy Bradley, Gervonta Davis has a better record than you. Gervonta Davis got a better resume than you. You was gifted a win against Manny Pacquiao, and you hang your hat on that. Like, it's like, for that, like, you hang your hat on that. Like, that's the say all be all. That's the only big moment in your career. Your resume is not better than Gervonta Davis, and it definitely won't be better than Gervonta Davis by the end of his career. So you're a Hall of Famer, but he's not your scoop ball. You scoop ball, pit bull, bulldog head hater. That's exactly what you are. And it's a shame, y'all. It's a shame because Timothy Bradley makes sure he's nowhere that Gervonta Davis is at. If Gervonta Davis got a fight in Houston, Timothy Bradley's going to be in New York. If Gervonta Davis got a fight in Miami, Timothy Bradley going to be in California. You don't like Gervonta Davis so much. Why don't you confront him? Big dog, you and Paulie Malignaggi out here lying, talking about he could have fought Tevin Farmer. They hate so much that they forgot that they did send Tevin Farmer an offer, and he turned it down the same way Lomachenko just did. It's so why it's so bad. Timothy Bradley said, I want y'all to understand the guy that we talking about when it comes to Gervonta Davis. He switched up on Shakur Stevenson. Now he's trying to jump back on the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon, knowing that Shakur Stevenson just had a hand injury. How can he fight? You're asking him to fight somebody that can't even fight his own fight with Joe Cordina because he had a hand injury. You know that. The whole world knows that. But you hate so much, you're going to act like you don't. Don't jump back on the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon now when you was talking bad about him on his way out the door. These dudes are so fake. Bro, you exposed yourself when you started hating on Shakur Stevenson. And you and Shakur fell out. Don't try to get back cool now. I'm pretty sure Shakur Stevenson wouldn't appreciate that. And he already let it be known how much that you've been hating on him. And you ain't appreciate that. But just to hate on Gervonta Davis, now you want to try to big up Shakur Stevenson. But when you was hating on Shakur Stevenson, you tried to big up Gervonta Davis. You're a clown. You and Paulie are literally two of the biggest clowns. Timothy Bradley is the biggest scoop ball chocolate ice cream head that I have ever seen in my life. Go get your teeth fixed first. Talking about worried about Gervonta Davis, you need to go see a dentist. Straight up. It's amazing the lengths that people will go to. Y'all see what they do for views? Shout out to Rosenberg Raw. It's a shame and it's idiotic that people got to sit up there and make up all of these narratives and everything just to hate on the man. Just to hate on the man. That's what, and it literally saddens me. It saddens me that that's the lengths that people got to go to just to hate on Gervonta Davis. But this is nothing new. We know once or twice or three times a year, Timothy Bradley going to hate on Gervonta Davis. And then when Tank beats these guys, he's going to have an excuse like he just gave Lomachenko. So ducking is okay. Backing out of negotiations, y'all, I just want to make sure that we clear, y'all. If a guy is past the age of 35, right? And he decides to back out of negotiations, we can't call him a duck because nobody wants to hold Lomachenko to those standards. So if anybody past the age of 35 decides not to take a fight and back out of negotiations, it's perfectly fine. Just so we clear. So I don't want anybody over the age of 35 getting called a duck that decides to back out of negotiations or retire or not take the biggest fight of their life. Gervonta Davis could have fought him years ago. Prove it. What contract did they send? Because Lomachenko would have been the one that had to send the contract. Has Lomachenko ever tried to send a contract to Gervonta Davis since y'all keep saying that he could have fought him years ago? And y'all, and then when the time that they saying Lomachenko could afford Gervonta Davis, Lomachenko just signed his deal with ESPN. So literally, unless Gervonta Davis was going to fight on ESPN, he couldn't afford him. But we all know Gervonta Davis was with Showtime at that time. So that fight literally wasn't going to happen. Only way it could have happened if Gervonta Davis would have went over there to ESPN, and we know that wasn't happening. It's amazing to me the facts and the details that they leave out. But scoop ball head, I'm going to make sure that they don't, though. I'm going to make sure that the whole world don't leave it out. Every time you hate on Tank, I'm going to make a video about you. And they go viral. Damn near every video I've done about you have got thousands of views. Scoop ball, pit bull head. Y'all remember the pit bull off of Tom and Jerry? Y'all remember the bulldog or whatever dog it was? Y'all remember the dog off Tom and Jerry? That's Timothy Bradley. They look just alike. The messed up teeth, the head, everything. They look exactly alike. I swear to God. So Scoop Ball does what he normally do. Now you want to back up. Now you want to hop back on the Shakur Stevenson bandwagon when you was hating on him on his way out the door with Top Rank. You're a clown. And this is why nobody respects your word in boxing. You notice he had to bring the PBC up. Protection crew or whatever he called the PBC. You literally show that you got hate for a promotional company, but we supposed to sit up there and take what you say serious and then got the nerve to say that you're not biased? Yo, he literally hated on the PBC and then said he was not biased in the next sentence. Timothy Bradley is the definition of an Earthman. Y'all already know what this is, right? Game by any means. And I holla at y'all.